All right, guys, so we made the trip to the boys over at CBM. Michael, how do you feel right now?
You know, it's gonna work.
Tone?
Make some love to it.
A little bit of work, but you know,
We'll be all right.
Yeah?
Yeah, just,
So they found a couple things I haven't noticed on the car. These guys do this every day. I just mess stuff up, put stuff back together, and shove a bunch of horsepower through it. So there's some things that we might have to fix on the front end from when it was wrecked, just stuff I didn't see. So it's always good to have another set of eyes laid on the car. So we're gonna measure some stuff off another fox body they have here, see if some of the stuff is tweaked. This car was wrecked pretty badly, front and back, all around. So hopefully it's not too bad. They do have a chassis jig here. If it gets to that point and we do have to cut the front of the car off, we will. Obviously, it's pretty much the only thing left to do to fix it. So for right now, we're gonna unload it, go over some of the stuff, get a game plan together, and see what we do from there. All right, guys, so not really the news I wanted to hear from Michael and Tony. I have the car pushed back here. We're gonna put on the lift, measure a couple more things, but what it's looking like is these strut towers are caved in. One of them is caved in an inch. She has a bunch of fox bodies around here that we're measuring off of that are all stock. This one is definitely an inch plus off, unfortunately. I don't do this stuff every day, you know, like I made what I had work, kept working on the car, all the other areas. I knew this could be a concerning issue, obviously, with the car having heavily front end damage when it was wrecked, and it was at the top end of the racetrack, so a high-speed accident, which isn't good. So we're already coming up with a game plan now. It's looking like we're gonna cut from the firewall forward off. It just kind of is what it is. We're gonna try to reuse the strut towers, but behind that is bent. So it's just kind of one of those things. We hit the ground running here. We had good momentum, and we've hit our first roadblock, all part of this racing stuff. He actually just got a jig in, so it looked like Magneto will be the first one on the jig. Unfortunately, I wasn't trying to claim that title, but it looks like I'm taking it. So we're just gonna keep chipping away at it. Kind of is what it is. I'll reach out to a couple people that make parts for what I'm gonna need. I got a lot of good friends and people behind me that are trying to help me get this car going. So it's a small hurdle. Right now we're at the bottom of the mountain, but at some point we're gonna see the horizon. So we're gonna get back to work. All right, so Mike's here now. I was just telling him I kind of already explained to you guys a little bit what's going on, but he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing, so he could kind of brush up on what I analyzed.
All right, so what we have going on here is one of the two strut towers. We're thinking it's more of the passenger side of the car. Strut tower is tweaked. When you measure from the top of the frame rail here to over there, when you measure from certain hole locations on the actual strut tower itself, and then when you measure down here at the pinch weld area of where this like unibody structure is, we've measured off of two other cars here at the shop, and everywhere we've measured has been between an inch and an eighth and an inch off in distance. So that leads us to believe that there's something tweaked. Now, if you look down at the frame rail that's on the bottom side of the car on the passenger side, where they've put this tube here, you can kind of see that it's torn off of the firewall here. It's torn off the firewall on this side. And then also when you physically just look at it from side to side, the one frame rail that goes underneath the firewall and then downwards, where like you would put your subframe connector if you had like just a regular basic car, you would attach your subframe connector there. It's like caved in and bent over. So therefore, I believe that the passenger side of the car strut tower is pushed downward and over towards the driver's side. So I guess there's a couple ways that you could fix it. From my experience, based off of how modified the car is already, it doesn't make sense to me to, let's say, like put it on a frame machine and try to pull it because there's already been so many aftermarket things done to the car. They've cut a section of the frame rail out and put a piece of like 1 5/8 chromoly there. I think they were thinking that was going to maybe lighten the car up. In my personal opinion, you're gaining not a lot there, because you have to cut it all out, fabricate plates, bend a tube, put it all in there. Hopefully nothing moves when you do that. I'm sure when they did do it to the car, based off of how some of the things are done on the car, it did move. So I would say originally it was probably never 100%, you know. But, you know, like, you can tell the car it's an older chassis. It was built back in the day. These were how some of the things were done, you know. It's not like I've never not seen this, you know, but it's just a little, you know, everyone does it their own way. So to put it on a frame machine and then, you know, try to tweak it, you would probably move it, and then it would realistically move in a different direction or wouldn't stay permanent, you know. So in my personal opinion, what I would do is I would cut everything off the front of the car. Like I was telling Joe, we already have 2 main frame rails down here, and we could make sure that those are squared up in the car, cut them flush, put a slip joint in there, rosette weld it, add frame rail to the front of it. We can, you know, take advantage of some of the gray area rules that, you know, some of the other people that we know do, and do something with like a strut cup with a strut tower on top of it, with a factory strut and a factory spindle, and, you know, just, you know, take advantage of some things that are out there that you can do, you know, and still
make a little good out of the bad. Yeah.
And you can still meet a lot of the class rules. The biggest downfall, in my personal opinion, with the whole situation, one, it's gonna put a little damper on what our plans were with some of the things that we have in motion. I still think with a lot of hard work and dedication, we can achieve our goals. But the biggest downfall for me is it wouldn't have a K member, a removable K member in it, you know.
Right.
And that's one of those things, you know. A lot of people start becoming crybabies about it because, you know, it doesn't have a removable K member, it's a chassis car at that point, and this and that. But this is kind of just how the cards
have fallen.
Yep.
So kind of is what it is. We're gonna work with what we got. We're gonna try to keep the ball rolling as best as we can. My boy over here knows what he's doing. You just got that fresh chassis, Jake?
Yep.
So what is this gonna be, the first one on there?
It might be the first or the second one. We have another car that a customer of mine has been waiting for a little bit, and I got to get him on there. He's ordered a Maurice chassis kit, so it's something that, you know, already comes pre-notched. You have to, you know, obviously fit it, make sure it has tight gaps, make sure it's 100% square, but it should be a relatively quick process, you know, for someone that's on a budget. In my personal opinion, that's the way to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And someone that's looking for something more one-off, tailored to their car, you know, it's something that you're going to bend every single tube, notch every single tube, but not everyone has that kind of budget. So, you know, kind of work with what you got. The real plan was my personal truck was going to go on there after that customer's, but seemingly how we have some deadlines and we have some things that we've already committed to with certain people, it will be the second one that goes on there, you know. So, and the other car, it's not like it's a strut cup deal. It's got factory strut towers on it, K member and stuff like that. So it's not like it's gonna require cutting the whole front of the car off and building a whole car. It's more of like it's a 25-2 is what it is. So.
Well, this is kind of what we got for right now, guys. It is what it is.
It's kind of disappointing, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It kind of takes the sail out of your wind, however you say it, the wind out of your sails. But it is what it is. It's all part of it. Obviously, this car was crashed not once but twice. So I didn't really look into it this deep because I didn't know what I was looking at. I just kind of kept working at all the areas of the car until I brought it to him to really put his eyes on it. And like I said, we have a game plan. Whether we'll make that deadline now or not, I'm not sure. Doesn't mean we're not going to try.
Oh,
we did build a car in 19 days.
Yeah.
So
all in all, it does have good bones. You know, we just got to figure out a couple more things.
It's got good bones, but
it
it needs a cast.
Yeah, it does. It's in a brace right now for sure.
It's in a sling. It's in a sling.
Yep.
So the more I know, the more you guys will know, but this is kind of it for right now. Hopefully next time you guys see it, it won't have a front end on it.